the very beginning of Wagner's Ring, before a single character has appeared, the orchestra seems to create the world out of sound. From a deep E-flat, the Rhine prelude gradually unfolds into flowing arpeggios, suggesting water gathering, rising and shimmering in the river's depths. As the curtain opens, we are beneath the Rhine, where the three Rhinemaidens guard the magical gold that will soon set the whole drama in motion. Woglinde's playful first call is answered by her sisters, and their carefree game introduces a world still untouched by greed or betrayal. Musically, the passage is remarkable for its immense, unbroken build and luminous orchestral colour. The singers must enter with effortless freshness, floating their lines over a texture that has grown almost imperceptibly from silence. The second key moment of the Ring brings the innocence of the Rhine to a sudden end. Alberich, the Nibelung dwarf, has been pursuing the Rhinemaidens, who tease and evade him. When the river's gold begins to shine, they carelessly reveal its secret. Whoever forswears love may forge from it a ring of limitless power. They assume no one would ever accept such a price, but humiliated and enraged, Alberich proves them wrong. His cry, renouncing love, turns the playful scene into tragedy. He tears the gold from the rock and disappears into the depths. Wagner makes the transformation almost physical, as radiant rippling music darkens into brutal force. Alberich's singer must move rapidly from comic frustration to volcanic menace, while the Rhinemaidens' bright voices give way to terror.
Gewänder zeigen durch dich, als wenn ich nicht liebe, doch ist dich Herz, wenn ich mir Lust. Oh, könnte nur zu, der Nibelung nach einem Spiel. Finstern, feuchtes Gesicht. Das Licht löscht sich euch aus, den Eisen im Riff das Gold, schmiede den rächenden Ring, den Heer es sich Blut.
At the close of Das Rheingold, the gods prepare to enter the fortress built for them by the giants. But their triumph is already compromised. Wotan has paid for Valhalla with the Rheingold stolen by Alberich, and the ring has already claimed its first victim in Fasolt's murder. Donner clears the oppressive air with a thunderstorm. Then Frau spreads a rainbow bridge to the castle. Wagner's orchestra turns the scene into a blaze of ceremonial splendor crowned by the majestic Valhalla motif. Yet the glory is uneasy. Woge remains skeptical, and from the depths below come the first distant cries of the Rhine-maidens mourning their lost gold. The singers must project grandeur above a huge orchestra while preserving the sense that this magnificent procession is also the beginning of catastrophe.
Von
After the gods' glittering but troubled entry into Valhalla, Wagner's story moves into the human world, where the consequences of Wotan's bargains are already taking shape. In Act 1 of Die Walküre, Siegmund has found refuge in Hunding's house and formed an intense bond with Hunding's wife, Sieglinde, his long-lost twin sister, though neither yet knows that. With Hunding drugged and asleep, moonlight and spring air enter the room. Siegmund's Winterstürmer hails the end of winter as love's awakening. Sieglinde answers in Du bist der Lenz, recognizing in him the spring she has longed for. Wagner's music blossoms into one of the Ring's warmest, most lyrical passages. Both singers need glowing, unforced lines and a sense of wonder as private tenderness opens onto a love that will reshape the entire drama. After the ecstatic love music of Walküre Act 1, the Ring has descended into conflict. A brief recap. Unable to seize the ring himself after being forced to surrender it as part of the Rheingold payment for Valhalla, Wotan had hoped that the mortal hero Siegmund might recover it for him. But his plan collapses when his wife Fricka, goddess of marriage, demands justice for the wronged Hunding. Wotan reluctantly abandons Siegmund. Although his favourite daughter Brunhilde tries to save the hero, Wotan intervenes, sealing Siegmund's fate. Brunhilde can only rescue the pregnant Sieglinde, escaping with her to the Valkyries' mountain. Wagner's exhilarating Ride of the Valkyries introduces Brunhilde's warrior sisters as they gather on the mountaintop, bringing the souls of heroes they have chosen to fall in battle, destined to become Wotan's army in Valhalla. Pounding hoof-like rhythms drive one of the most famous orchestral themes ever written, surging through the orchestra with exhilarating momentum. Yet, for all its brilliance, the music carries an unmistakable sense of danger. The orchestra must combine tremendous power with absolute precision before Brunhilde's desperate arrival, pursued by Wotan's wrath, transforms triumphant spectacle into personal tragedy. The Ride of the Valkyries gives way to one of the Ring's most deeply human scenes. Brunhilde has confessed her disobedience. Moved by compassion, she tried to save Siegmund and instead rescued the pregnant Sieglinde, ensuring the birth of the future hero Siegfried. Wotan cannot forgive her defiance without undermining the very laws that bind the gods. Yet neither can he deny that Brunhilde has understood his heart better than he could express himself. Forced to abandon his own son, Siegmund, Wotan still keenly shares the compassion that had moved Brunhilde to protect him, and by rescuing the pregnant Sieglinde, she has preserved the one remaining hope of recovering the ring, the unborn Siegfried, who may yet succeed where his father failed. Condemned to lose her immortality, Brunhilde is to sleep on a lonely mountaintop until awakened by a mortal man. But in one final act of love, Wotan surrounds her with a circle of magic fire so that only the bravest of heroes may reach her. Wotan's farewell is one of opera's most moving expressions of parental love. A vast orchestral tapestry supporting long, noble vocal lines of extraordinary warmth and tenderness before father and daughter part for the last time. we move on to the third opera, Siegfried. Wotan's punishment of Brunhilde has now run its course. Surrounded by the magic fire that only the bravest hero can penetrate, she sleeps on her rocky summit, awaiting the one destined to awaken her. That hero is Siegfried, the son of Siegmund and Sieglinde, raised in the forest by the scheming dwarf Mime. Having reforged his father's shattered sword, Nothung, Siegfried has slain the dragon Fafner and unknowingly won possession of the ring. Left alone in the forest, he listens to the sounds of nature around him, longing for a companion he has never known. Wagner's Forest Murmurs is one of the composer's most exquisite orchestral creations, its shimmering textures evoking birdsong, rustling leaves and dappled light. The music demands extraordinary delicacy and transparency from the orchestra before a woodland birdsong sets Siegfried on the final stage of his journey towards Brunhilde.
Sein süßes Stammeln, gewiss sagt es mir was, vielleicht von der lieben Mutter.
Finally, we arrive at the fourth opera, Götterdämmerung, and the final moments of Wagner's epic Ring. Since Siegfried awakened Brunhilde from her enchanted sleep, the lovers have been separated by betrayal and deception, Siegfried murdered, and the ring recovered. Brunhilde alone now understands the chain of greed, ambition, and broken promises associated with the ring that has brought gods and mortals alike to destruction. In her immolation scene, she sends Wotan's ravens home with the news that the end has come. She returns the ring to the Rhine, rides into Siegfried's funeral pyre, and in doing so breaks Alberich's curse forever. As Valhalla burns and the Rhine overflows its banks, the old order passes away, leaving open the possibility of a world redeemed through love rather than the pursuit of power. Wagner crowns the drama with music of extraordinary breadth and emotional power, weaving together many of the great themes heard throughout the cycle. The soprano must sustain almost 20 minutes of immense vocal and dramatic intensity, bringing the ring to its overwhelming and deeply moving conclusion.